All right, guys, what's going on? There's a lot to talk about since we last spoke, and I mean, geez, it's like every time you turn the TV on or turn the computer on, it seems another boxer has popped dirty for steroids. So you got the list just in the last, moments. We had obviously the Conor Benn scenario hasn't come to. We don't know what that's going to turn into yet. Dillian White pops. You got the Alicia Bumgardner situation, and on June 24th, heavyweights Adam Kalnacki, Joe Cusimano just tested dirty. So I mean, as I'm researching this stuff with drug tests for boxers, I go online and I'm like, why isn't there a database that I could pull up info on of recent boxers who failed drug tests? And if there is, maybe somebody tell me, because I'd love to see that. Just a specific database and library of up to the date fighters who piss hot. Because what the hell's going on? I mean, for the fans, for people who love the sport, it's horseshit, and this stuff gets thrown under the rug. So before I move on, that's Joe Cusimano. The dude fought June 24th, heavyweights. He beat Adam Kalnacki, and popped dirty. So, and it's like, I mean, Dillian White popping, the cards get ruined. And we, the fans, just kind of are left to pick up the pieces. A nice database or public sort of online folder would be handy for us. So, we could pop in and out and get some answers. Moving forward, I wanted to talk about, how tired are we talking about the Dubois, Usyk, how it ended up? And I wanted to mention that Frank Warren put in the paperwork and submitted that they're obviously appealing that decision. But with that appeal, he's requesting an immediate rematch. And when I posted this on our Facebook group, once again, if you guys aren't following that group, the link is in my About section. There's like 70,000 people on that Facebook group. I put a lot of content on there, and it's well manicured to get rid of all the trolls. So if you want a nice, educated, healthy boxing conversation, join us there. Boxing News Today. When I put it up that Frank Warren submitted the paperwork and filed for appeal, so much hate and all the shit started talking about, the performance of Dubois, about how he lost every round, every second. And it just had me thinking that let's say that if for Frank Warren to truly believe that was a legal shot, let's play from his side for a second, just so we could rebuttal the people who say that Dubois lost every round from that shot, okay? Let's say it's legal. Think about the psychology. Think about any time you guys have ever been involved with something, had a goal that you really wanted to achieve, you worked really hard for something, and you just didn't get it. Or you studied for something, and you just knew that you weren't either smart enough or you weren't prepared. It's really tough to create an example for this as a fighter who goes through fight camp, who has been told he was going to lose by everyone. So he's a confident athlete. I'm not going to say every fighter before every fight thinks they're going to win. Not every fighter thinks they're going to win. They just hope that they're prepared going into that fight. So you have a guy, Dubois, underdog. Usyk is supposed to win, and early in that fight, Dubois lands that shot, and he watches his opponent Usyk crumble to the ground. And in that one moment, every dream in Dubois' childhood had come true. He became a world champion. He overcame the odds. He defeated the naysayers, and he became the heavyweight champ. And then just like that, it was taken away. And one more thing, he still has to fight. So when people say that he lost every round, he doesn't deserve even the appeal or the rematch, I would disagree based on the logic of what happens psychologically to a fighter when there's adversity such as that occurs. So that's all I'm going to have to say about that. We'll just keep our eyes and ears open, see what the powers that be let Frank Warren and his camp know if there's going to be a rematch or if it's going to be overturned to a no contest. I want to know what you guys think about that. And also, I just read an article today that it said because Errol Spence Jr. activated that rematch clause, Terrence Crawford gets to choose the weight. And I wanted to bring this up today because is there any chance, guys, that Crawford doesn't choose 54? I mean, it's fun to think about why. We see the way he fights. We see his style. Crawford is a junkyard dog in there. He's mean. He talks about it all the time before his fights. He wants to hurt his opponents. He's not in there to make friends, and he's a mean guy. Is there any chance that Crawford signs to fight at 47? Or is it obviously going to be a 54? The way this writer, he's trying to find an angle, and it's just something that I wanted to ask you about, because if 154 is no longer undisputed, and the only undisputed opportunity there's going to be to add to that notch for Crawford is the winner of 68. Now, is there anything that Bud Crawford gets out of saying that rematch for undisputed happens at 47? Because if they fight at 54, it's just a rematch against Errol Spence Jr. If they fight at 47, he's then putting his undisputed belt back on the line, and then the history books would say that he defended. Now, is the option of defending at 47, does that weigh more than just the rematch at 54? And this is something that, having read this article today, I didn't really think about. 154 is definitely what he'll choose, as he had trouble making weight as well. That's exactly what, you would think that. But is this guy, are these articles coming out just clickbait then? Because it had me thinking, because I just assumed it would be 54. You know what I'm saying? I think we all just assumed it would be 54. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and find an angle for why it wouldn't be, I guess. And so, with that being said, it's been a busy day in boxing. We got the Shakur Stevenson-Frank fight happening, finally. They said probably at the end of the year. Some people were saying that fight could quite possibly be on the undercard of the Crawford-Errol Spence Jr. rematch. Frank Martin, we did a live earlier if you want to talk about that one. Jermell Charlo recently spoke about today that he's unsure about his brother Jermall coming back. He doesn't know. And it's kind of like every other day you ask Mel about his brother, he says one thing and then it changes. It just hasn't fought in over 800 days. And it seems that Crawford and Canelo have been going back and forth with whoever listened to them about resumes. We talked about that earlier in the week as well. The steroid thing is a big problem in my opinion. I'd like to see I'm going to end this how we started. I'd like to see like a database for the public that we could kind of pull from, because I wonder if this guy pissed hot on the 24th of June and we're just finding out about this. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think and stay tuned. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. And also, guys, come to our Facebook group, Boxing News Today. The link is in my About section. I appreciate all you guys for the support. Chat soon.